Dear future generations, we are sorry. Sorry we depleted all the natural resources. Sorry we left you with a mess of a planet. We didn't realize soon enough that we were losing it. We are sorry we put our selfish needs above the planet. Dear future generations, please forgive us. Well, this is how it began. We burnt fossil fuels, releasing greenhouse gases and cut down trees. This led to global warming, which disrupted weather patterns, melted polar ice caps, and raised sea levels, threatening coastal communities and biodiversity. The coastal communities started experiencing floods. They were forced to go to refugee camps. By clearing forests for agriculture, logging, and urbanization, we destroyed vital habitats for countless species. We also reduced the Earth's capacity to absorb carbon dioxide, exacerbating climate change.
We now find ourselves mourning the lives that are lost, and our thoughts and prayers go out to the families that have lost so much.
Our industrial waste, plastic pollution, and chemical runoff contaminated air, water, and soil. This pollution made us sick. We started having increased cases of chronic illness and cancer. Our lifespan reduced significantly. The relentless pursuit of economic growth and material wealth drove us to overconsume resources. We slowly depleted forests, fisheries, fresh water, and minerals, pushing ecosystems beyond their limits. We immersed ourselves into the use of AI and virtual reality that made us dumber and lazier. The extensive use of smartphones and social media cut off our human interactions. We got depressed and cases of suicide increased.
I have problems, Bart. Scary problems. I see 2 therapists. They email each other about me. And I'm on drugs. Focusing to help me focus. Somnicrank to help me sleep.
I hope you take those with food.
And don't forget Intrigonal to lift my spirits. Because they're low, Bart. Ever so low.
We invented robots that rendered our jobs redundant. The loss of jobs made us poor and more depressed. Mineral extraction for VR devices led to habitat destruction, water pollution, and human rights abuses. With the rapid pace of technological innovation, technological obsolescence, where older devices quickly become outdated and are discarded in favor of newer models, was on the rise. This cycle of obsolescence resulted in the generation of electronic waste, e-waste, which led to soil and water contamination, as well as adverse effects on human health and biodiversity. We talked too much about how we could save the planet, but did nothing.
Nothing.
Reduce, reuse, recycle. We should have purchased only what was necessary and avoided single-use items whenever possible. We should have given new life to products by repairing, repurposing, or donating them instead of throwing them away.
It's important to keep our environment clean and take care of our planet.
We should have properly sorted and recycled materials such as paper, plastics, glass, and metals to conserve resources and reduce landfill waste. Transition to renewable energy. We should have transitioned to renewable energy sources such as solar, wind, hydro, and geothermal power to significantly reduce our carbon footprint and dependence on finite resources. Reduce industrial emissions. Industries would have reduced their harmful emissions by applying these 4 rules. 1. Systemic efficiency and circularity. One example of this could involve recovering the cooling load from a liquefied natural gas (LNG) terminal to support a freezer warehouse, and the subsequent recovery of this cooling to support a snow park. 2. Direct electrification and renewable heat. Around half of industrial carbon emissions are derived from light or medium industries such as food processing or equipment manufacturing. These use low and medium temperature processes that can be electrified using commercially available technology. 3. Hydrogen. Hydrogen can help reduce carbon emissions in hard-to-abate sectors such as steel and chemicals. Applications include hydrogen as a feedstock for products and in chemical reactions, as well as high-value uses in certain forms of transport and power storage. 4. Carbon capture, utilization and storage, CCUS. Tons of CO2 can be captured, for instance, at the Humber Industrial Cluster in the north of England, where an onshore pipeline is being developed to collect captured CO2 from multiple carbon abatement projects in the region. The captured CO2 could then be transported offshore and stored under the seabed of the North Sea. We should have protected and restored ecosystems such as forests, wetlands, and coral reefs to safeguard the planet's ecological balance. This could have been achieved through conservation efforts. Support conservation initiatives in protected areas to preserve critical habitats and species. Reforestation and afforestation. Planting trees and restoring degraded lands to sequester carbon dioxide, mitigate climate change, and enhance biodiversity. Sustainable land use practices. Adopt sustainable agricultural and forestry practices that prioritize biodiversity conservation, soil health, and water management. Advocate for policy change. We should have advocated for policy change at the local, national, and international levels to implement effective solutions and hold governments and corporations accountable for their environmental impact. Had we done all these and many more, we would have saved the planet for you and more generations to come. Future generations, we are sorry you have to start from scratch. Please forgive us.
I'm sorry.
What was that? I couldn't quite make that out, Cap.